And today I'm going to be making my first theory about Five Nights at Freddy's. So this is going to be based on what happened to Bonnie. So in the base game of Security Breach, everyone noticed Bonnie is just gone. He's part of the Core 4, which is strange. Because even though Foxy isn't there, Roxy is there, and there's evidence to state that Bonnie was there at some point. So, at the beginning of the chase scene, when you encounter the animatronics for the first time, if you go back there once you have Monty's claws, and you break a specific gate behind there, there's a duffel bag, which explains that Bonnie was seen leaving his green room in the middle of the night, heading east towards the atrium, then to the west arcade. Then he ended up in Monty Golf. So that's strange because the one thing that everyone was suspecting that happened to Bonnie was Monty. And so there are a couple other messages that also relate to this. So one of them states that because Bonnie is missing, they'd have to retheme the bowling alley because it wouldn't make sense, and all the kids were asking where he was. And so that was confusing to everyone, because everyone was just like, where's Bonnie? Where'd he go? But then there's another one that reads, but because Bonnie is out of commission, they have to install Bonnie's claws onto Monty, and he will become the new bass player. And so everyone was assuming because Vanny had something to do with all the animatronics going crazy and like angry and destructive, everyone thought, because there was evidence that Monty had done it, because Monty is like very angry and destructive in the game. So everyone was saying, what if Vanny hacked Bonnie? And because Afton's in the basement and he's fully completed, but as last time we saw him as Scrap Trap, his arm was missing. His arm just wasn't there. So, and everyone was saying that maybe Vanny hacked Monty to destroy Glamrock Bonnie to use his pieces to rebuild Afton. But so now that we have Ruin now here, we have some clues on what actually happened. So at the beginning, at the alligator ride, it shows Monty at his one-man jug band, and so basically, he's watching the Core 4 on stage performing, and he's looking up at them like he wants to perform there. But then after that, as the ride keeps going, you see Bonnie handing him his guitar, and then Roxy giving him a haircut, and then he even takes Bonnie's glasses. Well, I don't think that actually happened. Like, if there was a killer animatronic that destroyed another animatronic, Fazbear Entertainment wouldn't want to put that on their ride. Like, oh yes, there's a scary animatronic that destroyed everyone's favorite animatronic. Yeah, they wouldn't do that. Like, they would not do that. That's a subtle way of putting it. So now that Ruin's out, if you go to Bonnie Bowl, after deactivating all the Pat Pats, you can't use Chapter Select, it's bugged right now, but if you deactivate all the Pat Pats, this one Pat Pat over here will spawn in. You also have to deactivate the rest of the Pat Pats in Bonnie Bowl, but once you find this one and deactivate him, this wall will open up. I've already done it. If you go in here though, and you come in here, Bonnie is right here. This is not fake at all. It's in the game. So you can tell here though, not a lot of his parts are actually missing though. So that also raises a question. How did Vanny repair a glitch trap? It's clear that Vanny did it because Vanny's under glitch trap's control. And it's clear that someone was helping him rebuild, and there's no way it wasn't Vanny. So how did she repair him? But you can even tell that this was Monty. You can see on his chest, it's torn wide open, that looks like Monty's claw. But to top it all off, you see there's even like green paint smudged on him. finish him off, you can tell is that after ripping his stomach open, it looks like Monty smashed a bowling ball into him. That's why you see these pieces of a bowling ball here. And so, if you notice, his eyes are somehow still glowing. How would that work if he's decommissioned? But if you notice, it's the same color as the Pat Pats. But if you watch this, if you go into the Vanny AR mode and deactivate the Pat Pats around him, like I'm doing now, something really interesting happens. You hear a deactivating noise, and now if you go over and look at his eyes are no longer lit. So what does this mean to the franchise? I do not know, but what could be happening is the Pat Pats might have found a mess, and they're waiting for someone to clean it up, but because the pizzeria is abandoned, it doesn't work. It's not working. That would explain why they're around him. But that also raises the question, why are his eyes glowing if they're just waiting for someone to clean him up? But there's so much evidence here that it was Monty that destroyed Bonnie. There's no denying it. So how does this fit in the franchise? I don't know. Why does this here? I also don't know. This is very clearly trying to show us that Monty did it. But the thing is, what is it trying to tell us in terms of lore? Like, how does this tie in to because very clearly, the parts that Vanny would have had to use to rebuild Afghan are still on Bonnie. But just look at how destroyed he is from Monty. There's no denying that this wasn't Monty. You can see all of this. And in the cardboard cutouts in Monty Golf, you can even see that those cutouts, in those cutouts, Bonnie has the same exact guitar, the same exact bass, as Monty does in Security Breach. That means, and in the base game, if on the final level of the Monty Golf arcade cabinet, you see Freddy thrown off to the side in the dumpster, and Monty in the center of the stage. So you can see Monty is trying to decommission the other animatronics, so he can be the one on the stage. Tell me what you think of this theory, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye!